Hello, hello, everybody. How is everyone doing this evening? Y'all say hi as you come in. Hello, Miss Teresa. Hello, Karen and Leslie and Leah. Leela? Leela. I need to put my glasses on to read. If I don't say your name right, just know I'm not wearing my glasses. Y'all sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Remind people that I'm live tonight instead of Thursday. Okay, so tonight we're going to make a very large over-the-top wreath. I was going to do the watermelon, but it occurred to me there's another popular wreath that people might want my take on, and that is the Highland cow wreath. Since it's so popular and I have sold several, I wanted to share that with y'all tonight. Okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? Everybody with me? You with me? Highland cow, are we excited? Get excited, my friends. Get excited. He's a big boy. Woo! All right, so let's go and get into the tie placement, and we're going to get into some real mechanics about this. These are tinsel ties. You can get them at uniqueinthecreek.com. Okay? I like using the ties better than zip ties. That's just me, y'all. Okay? I know a lot of y'all are fans of zip ties, so the techniques that I'm using, you can take and just change it over to zip ties. I just prefer the ties. Okay? Here is our tie placement for this evening. For those of you that do screenshots. All right. I would have preferred tan tinsel ties, but I kind of ran out. That is what it is. All right, so the theme for this one, we're doing kind of like a real, I would say southern look to this with some oranges and yellows, which is kind of like, to me, a real farm look, okay? And because we're adding florals to this, and we're packing some florals in there, we have to create a good foundation for the amount of florals that we're putting in there, okay? So we're using some 21-inch mesh with some poofs to start. And today, so that I can go quicker, I am going to drop it in the floor. But just a reminder that when you're doing poofs, okay, you want it to roll over the top of your mesh roll, okay? Like I said, tonight I'm going to drop this in the floor because I can do it quicker doing that. And I start mine in the center of the board and then come to the outside with my poops, and I literally measure the 12 inches for the poop, and I'll show you how I do that. So I just take my board and I set my tie on a measurement, and then go out to 8 inches. Now, doing this is going to use a little bit more mesh, but keep in mind, when you're dealing with buying expensive luxury, we're going to call them luxury wreath attachments, you want to give the customer what they're paying for. You can't buy a $50 wreath attachment and then go cheap on the rest of the stuff. This is that, and I keep forgetting the name of it. That new mesh, hold on. I'll get the thing here. Shame on me, I shouldn't throw these away. But I do out of habit. It's all, of course it's on the floor. Hello, Miss Judy, how are you? Nope, that's not the right one either. There it is, there's the right wrapper. Ugh, shame on me. Nope, that's still not the right wrapper. This is that lined mesh. It's really nice. Let me set that there so everybody knows what I'm making. This is like a, Judy, you're going to love this. We're going wide stripe mesh. Thank you, Miss Nancy. Y'all are going to have to rhyme me. You're going to have to start saying, Jackie, don't throw those tags away till you tell us what you've got. Shame on me. This is not fabric mesh. Fabric mesh is not stiff enough or thick enough to add florals in the way that we're going to. You need a good thick sturdy mesh, and this is. So that's why we're using it. So this is the wide stripe mesh. Yes, Miss Nancy, it is almost like poly burlap. Correct. But for doing poops, since it's a whole lot more pliable. It poops better. Yeah, it's a little bit softer, but we're doing 12-inch poops, Lynn. If I was just doing like mesh alone, I might do something with 8-inch poofs, but we need a good foundation. Oh, I was like, where's Tina? I was feeling abandoned. I've gotten used to having Tina here, and I'm trying to answer these questions. Some of these questions. I'm like, Tina will know what it is when she gets here. I do on the inside, that way I'm not crossing over. I don't understand people that start out here and then they're pulling their mesh across. It's like jumping over a hurdle that you don't have to. I had a peaceful day yesterday. How did y'all's Mother's Day go? For all the mothers in here. Tina Kelly, I'm here to tell you, I was really upset about prom, and even my husband was. Oh, I'm from Western Kentucky, Miss Kathy. Tonight, I thought we'd do something that is popular, and I would show y'all my take on it because watermelon wreaths have been around for years, so I thought I pumped the brakes on that, and I was like, wait a minute, let's do a Highland cow wreath and show y'all my take on that because they're really, really popular right now. Hey, sis. I had a quiet, peaceful day, which is kind of like how I like Mother's Day. I'm just not one that likes to run around and go out to eat kind of thing. Whoop. Let's go. So the Highland Cow wreath attachment, I don't know if y'all are aware. There's several people that sell them on Etsy. You're going to pay anywhere between $45 and $55 for them. And I kind of wanted to show you, like, when you're spending that much on a wreath attachment, the effort that you put into the wreath has to match. Now, I try to support the members of my group if they make wreath attachments and things like that. So I got my Highland cow from a lady in my group. My husband was my favorite Italian restaurant yesterday, Judy. He made baked ziti. Chris, that kind of made me laugh because I've told this story probably 100 times to my followers, but I've never told it to y'all about my husband. My husband will go shopping at Hobby Lobby and, the craft stores for me. Where he works is close to where those stores are at. We live an hour from Hobby Lobby and stores like that. So since he works close, I ask him, hey, do you mind? And he'll do it. I'll send him with a specific list. But it's funny because most of the ladies that work there, I think they think he's gay. Because when he goes in there to shop, for some reason, he just looks, I guess he looks like the gay man that knows what he's doing. And they don't help him. Right? And then my husband will get on the phone with me because he'll see something. And he's like, he'll get on video chat because he'll see something that he'll think I like and I want to know about. So he'll get on video chat with me. Then next thing you know, the ladies in the store find out he's married. And it's like as soon as they find out that he's married, now all of a sudden they feel sorry for the poor husband wandering around the craft store that doesn't know what he's doing. And they become more than helpful. And he gets all the attention in the world. Alright, this mesh that I'm using now to do ruffles is the jute mesh. love jute mesh. And we are going to cut this, excuse me, 30 inches. You can cut it shorter if you want to. You can cut it just 18 inches, so you use one roll. I'm going to cut it 30 inches. I don't think my ticker says so. No, it says 18 inches, but I'm going to cut it 30. I changed my mind last minute. All right. Oh, jute mesh is divine. It is perfect for folding flowers and just, yeah. It's awesome come fall time. Okay, excuse me, sir. Okay, so I'm using a deeper, more rust orange to tone this down a little bit because we're using sunflowers. We're kind of riding a fine line with not wanting this to look like a fall wreath, but not wanting it to be extremely bright, kind of thing. So we're going to tone this down a little bit by not using a bright orange. No, you cannot heat seal jute mesh. And as you see me put the colors on here, see how it looks more, it's starting to, the colors will look more like a sunflower. And that's kind of what we're wanting. Yes, we're going to put a ruffle in every single one. And right now, Laurie has an awesome selection of jute mesh on the website, y'all. Well, that wasn't the final walk. She hasn't graduated yet. She actually graduates Friday. And the reason I'm live tonight is because graduation is a 3-day event. And so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we're doing stuff with her. That was her final school walk, you know, like her final walk of the school halls. That's kind of what that was. And then they put their caps and gowns on to go over to the elementary school. But Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I've got to run her back and forth. And then Friday evening for the last time. Bittersweet. And I'm finally starting to get a little bit control over all my emotions, kind of thing. Not that I'm going to stop, but it's better. So it's because we have honors night, which where she'll receive awards and they'll talk about, let everybody know about all the scholarships the seniors got, things like that. Are y'all seeing the sunflower coloring to this yet? That yellow's pushing through enough that it's brightening up the orange. And the orange is toning down the yellow. They're working together. have a local store here, and it's in Paducah. You'll hear me talk about Paducah a lot. It's an hour away. And they have the prettiest sunflowers, so that's where I got the sunflowers for this wreath. It's an orangish red. The jute mesh is an orange red. I know I saw this color on Laurie's website because this is one of my favorite colors, orangish red for fall. I think on Laurie's website, I've got it pulled up. Give me just a second. I've learned to do that. And now I'm not seeing it. But if you just type in the word jute, it pulls up the jute mesh that she has. And believe it or not, with this, you can use the tan jute mesh, and you can still kind of get the same effect. What do you mean gathering the mesh? The ruffling technique, Miss Barb? I'll slow down for a second. Okay. I've only got one piece left, so I'll go real slow and show y'all my tricks, okay? If you're first starting out, when I first started out, okay, I would actually use a lot of striped mesh. I'll show y'all what I mean. I would actually use a lot of mesh like this that had a stripe going straight down the center for kind of like my guideline kind of thing. Or I had my cutting mat. You can do a ruler. And this mesh is actually like 10.5 inches. But what I would do is I would put it on my cutting mat so I knew I had the center. Okay. And what I'm doing, because I don't want the fray to show up, is I'm just taking my mesh and I'm rolling it in one time. And then take your hand and put it on the 5 inch approximately. And these two fingers, just use these two fingers to go down the center. And you'll stretch them out. It's hard to see. You'll stretch them out And that's your first ruffle. Then take and stretch them out and make your second gather. And then I'm watching that I'm doing it evenly with these. So take your fingers and give it a stretch out and pull it to you. All right. And then just do that again, pull it to you, and that's going to help because you're using your fingers, and that's going to make your ruffle even. Then once I get to the end, I'm just going to roll that under and bring it to. Okay? Did that help, Miss Barb? Okay. I still haven't got my measure buddy, y'all, so. All right, because our base is orange and yellow, I want to flip the script a little bit on my ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going with kind of like a tan and cream ribbon. It's a check so that it'll stand out from my mesh. And we're going to need 15 pieces of that. And then, I know, Judy, shame on me. I'm getting ready to place an order and I'll get one. In all fair enough, I gave mine away. Okay, I had them and I gave them away to people that really wanted them. Ooh, just enough. I actually, at one point, I had a couple of them, and some ladies came to visit me for Christmas, kind of thing. And they didn't have them, so because I need to get one to show y'all how to make bows with it, because I can show y'all how to make bows with your measure buddy. Because somebody last week had asked me to start teaching more bows, and I was like, okay, I can do that. As long as y'all don't ask me to start teaching flowers. Because like 100%, I have not kept up with the names of the flower petals. Just letting y'all know. Shame on me. I need to study up on that. And I just haven't yet. I'm sure y'all will forgive me for that, right? Yes, yes, yes. This is a very thick, luxurious ribbon. I'm glad y'all are so forgiving. And then when I make the bow tonight, I will go slower. For those that are struggling with those, I'll go slower tonight with that. Anything that I do that y'all want me to go slower on, y'all just let me know. Chime in. Jackie, can you go a little bit slower and explain? Absolutely. And always remember, there is no such thing as a stupid question, because the question that you ask might help somebody else. Okay, so I'm trying to move as fast as possible on certain things. So like I said, y'all need me to slow down. So slow down for a minute, Jackie. Alright, so these ribbon tails were cut 14 inches. If you were just adding ribbon tails, if that's all you wanted to do, you can get away with just cutting them 12 inches. But since we're adding floral on top, we need them to be just a little bit longer. And I think once we get these in, you'll see more of the country look that we're going for. And using that lighter ribbon, we'll take some of the fall look out. I did get something in the mail this week I'm really excited about. Oh, y'all want to see what I got? Why is it? I was like chilly up until I get underneath the camera and now I'm like sweating. I don't understand that. I was still working at my work area and now I'm sweating. I don't get that. The light was on and everything was like, and now I'm sweating. Like, okay. No, I work with my light on because it's over my table, so I don't know. It's like, okay. Val, I would tell you where I got the thing, but I'm here to tell you that I wouldn't recommend it. So that's a problem. When I got this thing in the mail, I had to fix it. So, and I had to put it together and I had to do things to it to make it worth anything. So I can't recommend it. I'm not the kind of person that leaves a bad review on anything normally, but I did this time because I was like, consumer beware. Don't do it. It's junk. Okay, because the ties are so close in the center, we're going every other with our ribbon. Yeah, it was bad when I got it. Let me show y'all how much I have. Number one, it wouldn't stay together. I had to put this screw in there. And then my glue gun would sink down so low that the head would touch down here. And then I'd string glue all over because it's heating the glue up down here. So I had to take crafter's foam and build the neck up so my glue gun would sit higher. Yeah. Yep. And then there was a piece, actually there was other pieces that came with it that go on the front. to hold my glue sticks. So, no thank you. Hello, Miss Laurie. How are you? Why did y'all let me do that? Laurie, I was going to make a watermelon wreath tonight, but I thought it was time to show the Creekers my take on the ever popular. Yeah. Lynn's going to keep me straight. I have to put my hair back to keep from looking like one of those. I have to force my hair back. My hair just naturally goes right into my face. So I don't look like one. I have to force my hair back. Because I have a lot of hair. A lot. Pretty much. Yeah, it kind of does. It does. I got the cow wreath attachment from one of the ladies in my group. There's several people doing it. Doing the wreath attachments. I'm sure Laurie knows somebody that's making them. I try to support the people in my group, sign makers, whatnot. So that's where I go first to buy wreath attachments, things like that. Just like buying my supplies from Unique in the Creek. Support those who support you, kind of thing. Alright, believe it or not, this cream is going to tone down just a bit here in a little bit. Once we start adding the florals. Because that's where the green's going to come in, which is like, I love this batch of flowers because it just looks like, it reminds me of wildflowers. And I love finding gems like this that kind of have everything that you need in one stem. Pretty leaf, pretty color kind of thing. These to me are like the joys of saving money. Y'all know what I mean? And it's a very large, full, look how large and full this is. This is like a wreath maker's dream bundle. And there's enough on one bunch for the whole wreath. Cause am I the only one, like, you go to the when you go shopping for florals, you're counting each stem to see how many you're getting for what you're paying and how far you can make them go on a wreath? I'm leaving my stem long enough, probably about an inch, inch and a half, to cram down into the mesh to secure it. Okay, so now's where we're going to tone the cream down when we add our florals, and then we're going to attach our Highland cow and make a bow. So we're really stabbing that down into our mesh to add our florals, which is why we took the time to make a good thick mesh base, because we needed something for our florals to anchor onto. I just love these. This reminds me of walking through a field of flowers. It just does. The reason I'm putting my ribbon back as I go, I got these from Hobby Lobby. Because in case I hit them with hot glue, that way they'll be where I want them if I accidentally did do that. Because I don't want my ribbons stuck in a way that I don't want them. By accident. I like to put my ribbons and basically my greenery base down before I put my wreath attachment, but we're going to put our bow on also because the wreath attachment is so large that we need to put our bow on first and then our wreath attachment. I recommend when you're doing ruffles, Barb, to start out with a jute mesh. It's easier to work with. It really helps you get your foot in the door to ruffling. Because it kind of stays the way you want it easier. Some meshes will have a tendency to kind of wander a little bit, and jute doesn't wander like that. See how the black ties are disappearing, y'all? Alright, so let's make our bow. When I find a bow maker. Okay, because we have like so much cream in the wreath right now, we're not going to use that cream ribbon. So I use this one because we're doing orange and sunflowers. And we're also going to get away from... Now, we'll put the brown in there. Let me go grab a brown ribbon. Sorry about that. Oh. I sneezed, y'all. Alright, we'll start on the bottom with our brown ribbon. So the first thing that I like to do when I'm making my bows, I like to lay my pipe cleaner down, but I use 2 of them and I'll twist them together. How I decide how large my bow is going to be, there's not a guideline, it's to taste. But the good thing is that most bow makers have measuring on them. This one does. This one's available on the website. So you just kind of lay it where you're wanting your bow to go. And then you'll go, okay, well, that's how big I want my bow to be. So that's how big your loops are going to be. Mine are going to be 6-inch loops. Because we have a large wreath attachment, so we want a large bow to match the energy. Oh, and y'all been waiting to see what I got in the mail. Look what I got in the mail this week, y'all. Since I had to stand up and run around. I'll grab it. Y'all need to get one of these so Laurie knows if y'all love me or not. But bam! Make it like Jackie. Whoop, whoop. UniqueInTheCreek.com. Not only shows your support for Laurie, but it shows your support for me. Tina will drop the link. I think some of y'all have already gotten some Make It Like Jackie t-shirts. Alright, so I'm going to make my loops, like I said, 6 inches. And what you can do is take your ribbon before you twist and then size it. And then pull it down into your bow maker. And then my tails, I'm approximately doing about 8 inches. And now we're going to come in with some sunflower. Ribbon. And then what I like to do is with each loop, the first one's 6 inches, so my next one's going to be 5 inches. That way my each ribbon stands out. So I go down an inch with each loop. Here's the bad thing about me, the way that I make bows. A lot of people will kind of like fluff the bow as they go. And I'll be honest, I don't do that. Because if I fluff the bow as I go, I'll have to put it on my wreath and fluff it again. Now, I don't think this bow is big enough, the more I'm looking at it. So we're going to enlarge this and take away from the tails real quick. I'm going to go 8 inches on my loops. It just isn't big enough. It's not matching the energy of my cow. So we'll go 7 inches on the loop. And that's okay. All it's going to do is shrink my tails down a bit, and that's fine. Okay, I like that better. I think I want to get another brown ribbon, y'all. I'll be right back. Like one more brown, I think. Just because. Just switch. I want to break my yellow and my orange up just a bit. They were too close together in my bow. Alright. So to take our bow off, some people have difficulty with losing their stack. We're going to crisscross our pipe cleaners. So go through, crisscross, pull them tight, and then pull your bow off with your pipe cleaners. And that'll help you keep your stack of ribbon. Before we start fiddling with our bow, we're going to get our cowl ready to go on really quick. And what I do is I have continuous scraps of felt around. So I'm just going to cut a couple of felt pieces. And because the wreath base is thick, just to make sure I have no problem getting through it, I'm going to twist some pipe cleaners together. Put a little dab of glue down first. Set the pipe cleaner there. And then take your felt. And that's going to hold your pipe cleaner in place. Little glue on the underneath. And a lot on the top. So we're going to set that aside and let that cool while we pull our bow through our wreath base. I really just dumped my bow out onto the floor. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever done that. I just tilted my wreath up too far. Okay, so we're going to pull our bow through, make sure it's in the right spot before I do. And I want it to sit up a little bit high on the bottom, not too high. Now, if you kind of listen to your ribbons when you're fluffing a bow, they'll tell you which direction to pull your tails and whatnot, your loops. So if you feel like you're having to force your ribbon to go in a direction, just try the other direction. Switch it up. All right, so we're going to go to the top first to set our cow in. And I don't want him to set so high in the wreath, but basically pretty close to the bow. So that's what I'm aiming for. Where'd everybody go? Well, I know where they went. So I wanted him sitting up high enough that he wasn't buried into the bow, kind of thing. So that's was the big thing there. I can't wait to show y'all these beautiful sunflowers that I got. Anybody else picky about sunflowers? I'm very picky about the sunflowers I get. Very, very picky. I've seen some sunflowers. They're supposed to be sunflowers, but they look more like a black-eyed Susan. Y'all know what I mean? Look at those beauties. Is that not pretty, y'all? That is pretty. I am so picky about sunflowers. Now, fall, usually if you're looking for like inexpensive sunflowers, during fall time, actually Walmart typically I've seen has some of the best ones for inexpensive ones. Like, they don't disappoint. Y'all, I need to poke just a little bit more greenery in here. I need my greenery to be just a little bit thicker to make me happy. Probably my customer happy too. So what I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to go in between my layers. I've got some up here. So we're going to go in between the layers, like right there, to thicken my greenery up a little bit. You'll see the difference that it makes. It's going to make a world of difference to just stop and add a little bit more. I don't want to cover up the mesh. I don't want to necessarily cover up the ribbons. But I want that green color to come out just a little bit more before we go adding our sunflowers. So I'm basically going between these two because there was a lot of distance between the two, and I kind of didn't like that. How you price your wreath just depends on your materials, supplies, and whatnot. These I've been pricing over $100, y'all. It's a large wreath. There is a expense in the box to ship it. And I've sold several of these in a lot of different colors. I opened custom orders for this wreath. This one. Can y'all tell the difference in the greenery? Moving that kind of thing. Can y'all see the difference that it made just adding a little bit more? These ship in a 36-24 8 box. Okay, I gotta show y'all this because a lot of people do this and they just don't realize what they're doing, so I kind of gotta point this out. So a lot of people will take their stuff and they'll do this. And then they'll go left, right. And what ends up happening when you do that, the eye automatically goes boom, boom, boom. It doesn't flow around the wreath the way it's supposed to. The eye is supposed to flow around your design. So how you place your major stuff, just because you have a focal point, you want people to see the focal point and then take in the whole thing. So what we're going to do is we go at an angle with our elements. Give me just a second and y'all will see the difference. I think we're going to switch this just a little bit. We'll go up a little bit more with this one. Now, do y'all see the difference on how that flows now? Instead of going top, left, right, it flows more. Your eye's going to flow around it more. Do y'all notice the difference? And then to put more of a spring summery look in it, I'm going to use these brighter orange flowers in it. Miss Barb, I've been doing this for a long time. So how I decide to place my next flower is where I have the most space. So this is close to the bow, so that's why I'm going to this side of my sunflower, is because there's space. And then I want to pull it out just a little bit further than my sunflower for the shape. Y'all see how cute that is? Basically, the only thing left for me to do to this wreath is to add some flowers to the cow, because they look really cute to do that, right? But you got to kind of fix his hair up a little bit before we go. Because if you glue them straight down on the fur, if you're not careful, they'll flop around, and we don't want them to flop around. So we got to pull the fur apart. So this was, yes, a little bit longer than what I normally tried to do. But, like I said, it's also a popular wreath right now, so I kind of wanted to give you my take on it tonight. I'm making sure to tilt these flowers out a little bit so that all three of them aren't just staring at you. What do y'all think? Can y'all see them well enough? Because it's kind of a large wreath. It's a little bit difficult to see all of it. Isn't that pretty, y'all? Does that look... Now we've got the farmhouse look going on. A little bit of modern farmhouse with some orange yellows and some beautiful sunflowers, y'all. All right, y'all. I am super busy for the rest of the week. Don't forget, I will see y'all next week on Wednesday. We'll go back to our normal time. Tiffany will be graduated and my life will settle down. So next week, I will see y'all 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Back to our regularly scheduled program, 6 p.m. Monica, I recommend the 21-inch mesh because when you're adding a lot of florals, you need the thickness of the 21-inch mesh. The sturdiness, 10-inch mesh doesn't give a very big poof, so it doesn't give a very large frame. So I don't recommend it. If you were using a smaller frame, it might, work, but this is a large frame, so you need to use the larger mesh. All right. Y'all have a great night. I will see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.